Internet, we are here today at IAAPA 2023, live currently with Steve Cummins, current
The sales and logistics associate for American Pinball. I've been with them for about 6 months now.
So how did you learn about American Pinball? How did you come into the fray?
Well, that's a great question. I was doing radio sales for Rebel Radio in Chicago, Illinois, and it was really hard to make some money in advertising. I lived in Palatine and drove by the factory all the time. I live 1 mile away from our factory, so it takes me 3 minutes to get to work every day. I go home for lunch, all that stuff, so it's great. And I just walked in their door one day and said, hey, do you guys need any help doing anything? And they hired me the next day.
So previously what did you do in sales or marketing, or what was your history before this?
Well, I did a lot of collections, consumer collections and student loan collections. So I'm good on the phone with people. So my job is to make contact with my distributors and let them know when product's available and get payment and get it shipped out the door.
So currently, what is American Pinball making? What games are on the line currently?
So, right now, my #1 selling game is the Galactic Tank Horse Deluxe. I'm completely sold out of them right now. We do have the limited version and the signature version, both on the line right now, as well as another run of Houdini. After Houdini's done, I believe we'll be doing more Galactic Tank Horse Deluxe.
So Houdini will be made again after?
Nope, Houdini is in boxes on my dock right now.
Right now?
Yep, we're going to do 200 more. We probably got about 50 of the 200 done right now.
Are there currently games in development that are to come in after that, or I mean,
we have a new game coming out in the first quarter of next year. I can't tell you anything about it, unfortunately, but yeah, it should be out in the first quarter of next year.
And Legends of Valhalla, they set a certain amount to make, and then they set another certain amount to make. Did they make all of them, or are they making more of them? Because it's here.
That's a great question too. All the limiteds have been made, European and United States. So once they are gone, they are not making any more limiteds. They will continue to make the classic ones, but it may not be until 2025.
What is the difference with what is the differences in
classic and deluxe? Most of the time, the classic is the stripped down version. The deluxe will have the magic glass, the knocker and the shaker, and the topper on top of the game.
So at this show, this is what this is basically the standard version for future sales, or
this is the deluxe lowest version we make from the Galactic Tank Horse.
If someone wanted to buy one today, is it available?
No, the deluxe is not available at this time. I am completely sold out.
And then this is the
deluxe.
And then the other version is the
limited.
The limited.
The limited comes with the tank treads and the turret and the topper. Well, the turret is actually the topper.
So at this current rate, you're taking orders on this?
I'm taking orders on it, but they probably won't be fulfilled until the middle of next year.
Okay. So you're making currently games for previously existing orders, right?
That's correct.
Okay.
Yeah, we had over 200 orders for Houdini. So I figured, you know, when I get through the people who have deposits down, then I start hitting the open sales orders. Probably 50% will say, okay, ship it to me. The other 50 probably will say, you know what, my customer's not interested no more.
What was the when did they start taking those orders for Houdini again? Because that's
3 years ago.
3 years ago.
Yeah, 4 years, since they ran out of the first time.
So they made Houdini, then they made Oktoberfest, then they made Hot Wheels,
yep.
And then the demand rose, or they probably got inquiries from dealers, and you keep that you have a file, you keep that on file, like
keep a file
history.
Of who's asking for what. So this is the game that is asked for the most. I get 50 calls a week on this game. I have to tell 50 people I don't have it.
Yet.
Yeah, that's correct. They're on back order, as we technically say.
So the version with the treads, that's
$2,000 more, but I do have them in stock right now.
so you have those in stock. Hot Wheels, are they?
Hot Wheels is the second most phone calls I get. Because it's the best family game that we have. Right now, I do have current stock of classics and deluxe balls.
So currently you have Hot Wheels in stock, Galactic Tank Force,
Limited.
limited signatures,
And Houdini, classic and deluxe.
classic and deluxe.
And I have Legends of Valhalla, a few classics left, but mostly limited.
Is the goal to kind of keep at all times something, not more than just one game in stock or in production, or?
When they're gone, they're gone. That's the way it is. So we're not saving any for anybody at any particular time. If someone called up and they wanted every Houdini we have, I would sell every Houdini I have to them. And then nobody else would get it. That's it.
And so currently the path is more games to come, rerun games based on demand, because you already have the tooling, the history, the know-how, the procedures to remake it. So but eventually certain games will outshine the others. So like you'll remake this more than this.
Absolutely, it rotates, but right now the Galactic Tank Force Deluxe is the #1 game I take phone calls for.
And that production is going to go until the next game, or?
I can't say. I don't make that decision, unfortunately.
Right. So but right now they're making games every week. Like they're making.
Oh yeah, they're pumping games out every week.
Because that is the path to employment, and that's the path to vitality. Well, that's vitality of any business, of any manufacturing company. Whether it's cars, pinballs, and baseball bats, any item. And so currently games are being made based on demand and like future demand, because currently the current demand sometimes foreshadows future demand, right? And sales.
It can, absolutely. It's not always a guarantee. You got to understand, in the pinball world, from what I'm learning in the 6 months that I've been there's always a lot of delays. So what happens is you get someone that's waiting a year or two for a game. They lose patience, they want their money back or their deposit back, and they want to go buy their new game. One of our competitors have. But most of the time we're always getting people coming back because our games are the best built pinball games in the world. The cabinets are all birchwood. It's not pressed glue and sawdust like some of the other distributors have. Every aspect of our games, we use the best parts that are possibly being made in the world. Titan rubber, stainless steel, everything is the best.
The speakers.
Everything, absolutely. You're exactly right, Drake. The speakers, the bumpers, 180, 190, 170, just for these 3 pieces. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, my job at American Pinball is try to get the price as low as I possibly can for my distributors so they can make money. That's my job, to make my distributors money. If my distributors are making money, they're happy, they're going to continue to buy more games from me.
How are you advertising, or how are you implementing? I mean, there's trade shows, there's conventions. You're doing, Americans doing events at breweries right now and other locations, right? I mean,
we have games at locations, like at Tyrium in Illinois, Schaumburg, Illinois. All 5 of our games are there for people to play, so they can go there. And we try to get them in as many locations as possible. So yes, we love the home version people, but we really love the coin-op people, because that's when people get to play the game.
Does American have games on test, meaning it's their property on test to make sure things work or don't? Because that's a standard.
No, but the new game that we have coming out next year, the first game has already been sent to the sound engineer to add the music to it. I shipped it out to him last week. So he probably has the game now. He'll take it from there, add all the sound, all the music, and all this to the new game, and then he'll ship it back to us, and then we'll proceed from there. But the game is pretty much almost finished in development, and they're targeting it. I think they said the end of January, early February.
I really like, yeah, I like any time that people involved in a machine, instead of just being, oh, I'm gonna make sounds and this and that, they actually experience the game, and feel the game out, instead of like using their imagination. I mean, like David Teal and all these other great sound people, like they can do it without looking at it, but looking at it, you feel out like this, the velocity of this shot. What should it sound like? Because some games, it feels like they didn't even do that. I'm not, it's like, but they should.
The person who you just named has our new game right now. That's the guy who has it.
Yep.
So
and like, to my knowledge, even without him having the game, he hits home runs for the audio implementation.
Absolutely. That's why he got it.
So having it is like locks in the quality of that work.
Absolutely.
Because honestly, like, there's certain games that, like Alien, he didn't have an Alien. They were sitting in England in their second, third warehouse they were getting kicked out of, but he did a bang up job with the ambiance of Alien. So that's really good. That I like that everybody on a team is the best that there can be, the best designer, the best artist. Like this art is.
Chris Frenchie is the artist, the best in the business, and yes, he's top of the line. Dennis Nordman, who created the game, the best, top. Sophia Ryan, Mitesh Patel, both the best mechanical engineers in the game. I work with legends. That's the best thing about my game. My job is I'm meeting some of the legends of the pinball world. Mr. Vick, David Vick, my boss. He's been around for many, many, many years in the pinball world, and he's well known by everybody. He's loved by some and hated by others, but it is what it is. He's one of the top vice presidents in pinball in the country.
So, in your opinion, what are the top selling points of Galactic Tank Force? What, like this version? What going down the line?
Exactly what I just said. All the people involved in it are the best in the business. Everybody, and all the way down. The signature edition has all of their signatures on the pallet right here. So, and it's numbered right here, and it's got a hologram sticker for American Pinball right here, and it's got some special features that will be released to the public next week.
So there are features specifically for that game?
That's correct.
That aren't in this game?
That's correct.
I don't remember that being announced, but was that
That's why
kind
we'll
of...
find out Monday.
Okay, so that's fair enough. And I like that. I like that there's a scale. Like, I operate games for a living. I do mostly pros because I need reliability. I mean, my depot hit 52,000 plays. Then I didn't retire it. I semi-retired it to like a casual place,
Sure.
in a pinball old folks home at a wing place, not in an arcade. We got some more footage here. On location, what are the reviews you're getting from the operators themselves, the location?
100%. Everybody loves this game. It is. I can honestly tell you straight out, I have not taken a single call in 3 months of any of the games breaking down or having any major issue. Not one single call. So all the stuff you hear on Pinside, all the other people saying this and that, it is untrue. And like my boss tells people, hey, you say you don't like the game, but have you played it? No, my friend told me that the game sucked. Oh, well, did your friend play it? No, he heard it from his friend. That's a joke. Those people to me are a joke. I don't waste my time with people like that because they don't know what they're talking about. But every single person that I've heard that got to play the game, they've changed their opinion of the game. So they may bash it, they play it, then all of a sudden, oh, that's the best game I played.
The only heat that I've seen in the kitchen is about the targets in the middle, that they're airball centric.
Okay, so what happened was there was a bracket. When they first developed the game, there was an issue with the tank. They corrected it by adding a bracket. You can see it on YouTube of the bracket that you take. You take 2 screws out, pops out, and this is when the game's up, and then you fit 2 screws, apply the bracket, screw it down. I have not taken a single phone call, not one call, straight up, and there's no lie to me. And every one of my distributors will tell you that. I haven't got a single call from anybody that there's an issue with it. So a lot of that fanboy, pinside stuff, I think I've been on pinside one time in my entire life. Because I don't care. I don't care what those people think if they've never played the game. Now, if they played the game and they say it sucks, that's different. That's different.
Because I've encountered the air ball, but if that's fixed, I mean, I'll play after this and I'll talk about it. I've experienced, it's serious. Like, it was serious air ball, but again, it was just shipped. It was like first shipment of it. They didn't have that in production. Like, they didn't, like when they played it, or
I don't think they realized that issue during the testing was going to cause the issue that you got to understand. I wasn't there.
Oh, I understand. Oh, I understand.
And I don't really know the background of it. I started in end of May. Game count came out in March.
Right.
So March, April, like 3 months before.
So it is a pre-existing issue that got resolved. And so now it's in the past. So this is your favorite American pinball machine as a whole, you'd say?
I think so. I think this is the best game that we make, without a doubt.
What are the things that you like about this game most? Like, what are
the originality? Okay.
Right.
I like Stern. I like Cactus. I like pinball. So I don't bash any of my competitors, because if they want to bash me, that's fine. But I am not in this world and in this game to bash anybody. If I was going to buy a pinball game right now, and my boss knows it because I told him when he interviewed me, I'd buy the Rush game. And that's the Stern game, because I'm a Rush head. When you're a Rush head, everything is Rush. So I would buy that.
Neil Peart, baby, rest in peace.
There you go, brother.
Rest in peace. I saw them live. Did you see them live?
I've seen Rush live 31 times.
Oh my gosh.
I've seen them in the front row 5 times. So yes, they're my all-time favorite band since I was 13.
You get your money's worth. They're like, 1 hour's not enough, 2 hours not enough. To me, like any concert, it's like 3 hours. Like, you really got your money's worth. I can't believe you go to a concert, you get like 30 minutes for a punk show or something, or an hour for some lady that's singing like lip syncing, or you go Rush. That's not lip sync. That's not karaoke.
I mean, that's why I say there's no lie in me. One of the things I tell my distributors is I will never, ever, ever lie to you. And I always answer the phone when they call. One of the biggest issues that I found out when I started working American Pinball was not just American Pinball. JJ, Chicago Gaming, Stern, nobody answers the phone. Nobody answers
email.
I worked for a biotechnology company back in the day for 15 years. I was the customer satisfaction manager, and I won the award for the best customer service in the United States 5 years in a row. 5 years in a row. I am implementing that now in with American Pinball. That when my distributors call, I get back. If I don't answer the phone when they call, they are getting a call back within an hour. Now, I always say, I can only promise I'll get back to you in 24 hours, because what if I'm sick that day?
That's right, or here.
Exactly. So I always say, 24 hours I'll get back. Every one of my distributors loves that. So here's a great story for you. I had one of my distributors tell me this about a month ago. My friend was calling, he was a distributor too, calling up Stern. Nobody getting back. No one answering the phone. Nobody taking the email. After a month, he got a hold of Stern, and he ripped him and said, "How come you guys don't answer the phone? How come you don't answer my email? That dude Steve at American Pinball, he answers the phone when I call." And they're like, "Who? Steve? Who?" I'm not only changing the way we deal with customers for American Pinball, I'm changing the culture in the pinball world. Because I'm going to force Stern to answer their damn phone. Because if they're not answering their phone, then they're going to call me.
They call someone else.
Exactly. So it was a really nice compliment. But if you don't take your job seriously and you don't put your distributors first, you're going to suffer. And that's one of the best things right now that I get from my distributors is because they know when they call me or email me, I'm going to get back to them.
So is American's philosophy, at least your philosophy at American is it's not, the philosophy is always sink or swim. You don't want them to sink, you want them to swim. Your philosophy is swim, not swim or swim, not sink or swim.
I want to change. That is a very depressing thing to hear when I started American Pinball. It's like, oh wow, I called the distributor. When I first started, I wanted to update the distributor list to make sure I had all the most up-to-date, accurate information. It was complete. The list they gave me was incomplete. Email addresses missing, names missing, phone numbers. So I made it my first priority at American Pinball to update my distributor list. Make contact with every single distributor to make sure I have your name, your wife's name, your partner's name, whatever it is, your address, your phone number, multiple phone numbers, your email address, where you live, what city, state.
Fax, even a fax number, because some people still have a fax.
You know, it's funny, no, I don't have for fax numbers, but you're right.
If they do,
people that still have fax.
Pretty sure Todd Tucky has, pigeon delivery and fax. Todd, if you ever hear this.
On my spreadsheet, I have different things like are they advance payment or are they on terms? So I have certain.
There's different structures. I like options. Like I'm an operator. Sometimes it's a different deal each place. Sometimes it's a rental. Sometimes it's a certain percentage, and we don't get what we want in life. We get what we negotiate.
Right.
And that's the point. Is that what I like to see is every pinball company negotiate their best leg forward. Spooky has a different product. You have a different product. Stern has a different product. Everybody has a different product, and your American Pinball's not going to do a Halloween, and Stern's not going to do, Godfather. Every company does certain games.
What I like about American Pinball over Stern is when was the last time Stern did an original game?
Whoa, Nelly. PBR.
Exactly. I got 4 original games and another one that's coming out. I think that sets American Pinball aside from everyone else. Yes, we do have Hot Wheels license. We did re-sign the contract, so there will be another run of Hot Wheels. I don't know when, but there will be re-sign the contract. It's the only licensed game we have. Every other game is original, and the next 3 games coming out are all original games. I like that. As just a layman, someone outside the box who's not working, that's going to make me focus on them because they're being creative. They're designing. They're not just taking Avengers, Godfather, or whatever, Blue Fighters. All their games, they don't have any.
Well, like Whitewater, even the call out, Whitewater. As a pinball person, every pinball person remembers that. They don't forget that. It's like there's certain call outs that.
And the same thing with the Galactic Tank Wars. It's going to do the same thing. The reason why it's the first pinball game ever to employ live actors in the game. All the people in the game are live actors. We have a green screen at our warehouse. They come in. Jack Hagar, he does all the video and audio stuff, and 5,000 different video and audio things on this game alone. 5,000. Now the next closest game in this whole building for pinball is Hot Wheels at 3,200. You think Stern has any game that's over 1,200? None. So there is a big difference there between that. So that's why I think American Pinball stands outside all the rest is they're creating games, that are nobody ever thought of.
So, in a nutshell, not just because they're your employer, the philosophy, the production quality, their standards, you're bullish about American Pinball's future, that they're primed to make it, because it's tough times now. We're in a recession. It's tough times.
No,
we all.
I'm the sales guy. Trust me, I hear it all day long on phone calls. Games are just a little bit too expensive. So, in my meetings with my bosses and superiors, I keep stressing we got to get the game lower. We have to get it lower for the distributor. Got to get it lower for the consumer. So, the next game coming out, I believe they're going to shoot for that thing where it's cheaper for our distributors to get, cheaper for the consumers to get. Because as well as anyone, the home version, since COVID, really took off.
Yeah.
Really became a big thing. So there's a lot of people that want games in their basement or their game rooms now too. And if they can't afford them, they have children, and you know, they have other things that they have to pay for.
It's the cost of entry, because it used to be, every Terminator 2 used to be like $1,500, then it's $3, then it's $4. And I get it's relative. Everything's relative, except for you know skill, quality, knowledge, all that stuff's relative. Quality is relative, and that's you know, as long as you have quality. But again, price is relative.
Right.
So some people don't understand. They want price, and they don't want quality. So that, I mean, like I'm not being mean. Guns N' Roses standard, that was $67.50 versus, you know, $9 and $12, and they tried, but the quality, that, you know, it's like third-rate poor man's Dirty Donny art, and I went to like the game, but like you took too much out. Any final words for the viewers? So you like what American's doing?
We're looking for new blood. I'm looking for new blood, new distributors that want to push American pinball. I don't want a distributor sitting in his brick and mortar store on his phone, waiting for someone to walk into his store and someone say they want to buy the game. I want hustlers. I want people who are making phone calls. I want people who are going above and beyond to sell American pinball games. And that's the type of people I'm looking for now.
So currently, right now, if you're looking at this video and you're interested in selling games, or you already sell arcade games, if you're already an arcade distributor, American Pinball, you know, has a product.
Second to none. That's how I say it. Second to none right now.
Thank you very much.
You bet.
For your time. Safe travels. Good to meet you. Rock and roll.
How long was that video? Like 20 minutes?
We got the 26 minutes. I'm gonna do, well,
This is my boss, David Fick. Do you know Mr. Fick?